our first live guest of the week.
We've got a couple of dead ones, but you're the first live one.
Oh, Bob. Anyway, Martin Barnard from Golf Canada, the foundation CEO. How are you, my man?
Excellent, thanks. Great to be here.
Great to have you here with us. And today's a big one, right, with the Celebrity Pro-Am that is going on. For those who haven't heard of this or aren't aware of it, give us a little background about this great event.
Yeah, sure. It's unique on the PGA Tour in many respects because we have a special role here with the tournament. We bring out a lot of our up-and-coming young Canadians, and that's a big part of the day today. We've had donors come out for these events for a long time, and years ago, back when Corey Connors was a young amateur on the rise, a lot of our donors didn't know who Corey was, and they got a chance to play with him in an event like this. Same with Brooke Henderson. She came and played in the Monday Pro-Am as well years ago. And so it's a way for us to kind of show the up-and-coming Canadians and also say, this is where your money goes. We're funding a lot of Team Canada programming over the years, and so it's been a really strong way to get our message out and to get people to play with them before they become the superstars of today.
Mm-hmm. Martin, why don't we just take a half a step back and tell people who and what Golf Canada Foundation is, because it's different from Golf Canada. I mean, it's obviously connected, but just give us an idea of what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. It's like a hospital and a hospital foundation in the sense we're set up to raise money for the advancement of golf in Canada. So Golf Canada is certainly the largest beneficiary of our fundraising, but we also work with the provinces. And we're a partner with First Tee, both in the U.S. and in Canada here with Golf Canada, in that we raise money for First Tee in Canada. So when we're doing promotions this week for things like 50-50 draws, or we're trying to bring people out for different promotions on site, like the Nick Taylor bobblehead you may have seen, it's a way to raise money for First Tee and to give back and to have people be able to contribute on site to some of the great initiatives we have across the country.
And that money is going to help develop, also in addition to the developing just people who want to play golf, also developing elite players as well, correct?
Correct. So certainly the Monday Pro-Am today is an example of both. We have partners like RBC who, over and above the sponsorship of the tournament, actually support our programs as well. So it's little known, I suppose, that there's a lot of things that they do for golf across the country. But supporting our Monday Pro-Am is one of them, and that in turn supports the Team Canada program.
And speaking of the Team Canada program, what was that last week, 2 weeks ago? The great event at Weston with Golf Canada, and that was great to see the stars of tomorrow, because Golf Canada is aiming high in terms of the future of golf and Canadians playing professionally. But I've said this for years now, the couple of years we've done that day, it's great to experience and see some of the activities and drills and everything that these players go through on a weekly basis, daily basis, to get them where they are. So it's amazing that the Golf Canada Fund is going towards that.
Yeah, it's an amazing day. As you say, you get to kind of experience what they get from the coaching, from the education, from not only swing training, but they have all their season planning. They do some amazing technical analysis, and so you get a glimpse of that on Media Day to see what it's like. Right. In addition to the media, we bring out some of our donors who are big supporters of the program, and they get to taste it, meet the players, and kind of see what the program is like and where their money's going.
And if I'm not being too nosy, you do have some big donors that have stepped forward in the last couple of years. I mean, it's a well-funded program.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the growth has been amazing, in part because both First Tee, it has high profile, in part because of the PGA Tour broadcasts, but also the success we've had with the Team Canada players means that we have quite a few families who've committed more than $1 million over between 5 and 10 years to really support the program, and that's really funded, to the point where we're at over $5 million a year we raise for First Tee, and roughly $3 million a year for Team Canada.
Wow, that's
a crazy number. That's amazing. I mean, you guys must be so proud. I mean, to have all this coming in, to have the abilities to keep expanding and keep giving these athletes the best opportunity to put the best foot forward and have the best resources that are available to go and play this game for a living, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's been the whole point. When you see, you mentioned we're shooting high. Part of it is to have 30 players on the LPGA Tour and the PGA Tour by 2032. And that's based on the analysis Golf Canada's done of where we should be in the world and where the countries that are comparable to us, like in England or South Africa, Australia, are in the world, and what we should be doing for placing players at that level. And so the funding's been amazing, but there's also a lot of work to do. I mean, there's a lot of amazing up-and-coming players, but we're trying to get more players into the system to be able to then come out on the other end on both the men's and the women's tours.
Okay, we have a Pro-Am going today, and I know the two biggest draws will be guys named Zucchino and Scully. But besides that, give us some of the players and some of the names of people we'll recognize, both as golfers and maybe from other walks of life who will be playing today. Yeah,
we're lucky in that because players like Corey Connors came to the program. Corey is out here this morning. We have Nick Taylor out here this morning, and they're doing a really cool back and forth with Jose Bautista. So Jose's in town in part because he's getting into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame this week. But Nick's bobblehead was inspired in part by Jose back when Nick won. The Jays actually posted a caption of sort of two great Canadian sport moments in history, and it was Jose's bat flip and Nick's putter flip. And so we have the bobbleheads. They're going to actually exchange bobbleheads this morning and talk about it. And so it's kind of fun. Like I said, it's unique on tour in the sense that we've got some amazing celebrities, plus we have the pros. We have Nazim Kadri here today as well from former Leaf, and that's exciting. From the players, we have, probably a dozen up-and-coming Team Canada players that are playing in the tournament this week.
Do you think anybody can beat Scully? He's
I don't know.
Good, He's
I don't know. Well, that's what handicaps are for, Adam. You can line up with just about anybody and have a good competition.
Yeah, I mean, the index going on my Golf Canada app right now is actually a 2.5. So it's a little low right now. It was a little low for our parent-child golf tournament at Bayview Country Club yesterday. I need a few more shots. Anyway, that's a different story in itself.
Good.
But in terms of what else is going on in the golf course today, I'm sure there'll be some fun activities sort of thing throughout the day too.
Yeah, there's some first tee demonstrations. So again, for people who aren't familiar with the program or have a little bit of an idea, you get a sense of it. You kind of get a sense of the drills and the kind of life lessons that First Tee teaches. But also, there's autographs. We have kind of a whole back and forth on the range. And Bob, you mentioned some of the others. We have our former President's Cup captain, Mike Weir, here today as well. Mike and Taylor Pendrith and Corey are going to talk a little bit about the President's Cup. And so what we're trying to do is create an atmosphere of really sort of inside the ropes. If you're either a partner of the Golf Canada Foundation or a donor, you get a chance to meet these people, you get a chance to see them up close, and you get some insights and some answers and some kind of really cool tips that you wouldn't get unless you're part of this program.
You've been a part of this for a number of years now. How satisfying is it to see the growth of the foundation?
Very satisfying. It's amazing when, there's a group of us who were sort of here in the beginning that we joke about being around at the dinner table at the Keg one year to kind of saying, okay, how are we going to scrape together $300,000 to help start the Young Pro program, which back then, Mac Hughes, Corey Connors, and Brooke Henderson were three of the first players in that program. And to go from that, which was $300,000, and we hit almost $12 million raised last year in 2024. So it's very satisfying, and yet, we get to this point and it feels like there's a lot of work we still have to do, but it is, it's amazing to sort of see the progress for sure.
You're a victim of your own success.
Now, before we wrap here, Martin, you mentioned all this, these funds that have come in, which is incredible. Someone watching, someone listening, how can they support?
Thanks, Adam. That's a great question. Part of it is if you're sitting at home, anything from buying a 50-50 ticket online to becoming a bigger part of the program. Our trustee program starts at $5,000 a year and up and allows all sorts of opportunities to get involved, both with the RBC Canadian Open and the CPKC Women's Open. But to be honest, any donation helps. I mean, people send in $20 to the First Tee chapters, and it's amazing. It helps kids in the program every day. So everything in between is part of what we do, and we welcome anybody to give whatever they feel is appropriate.
Well, you guys done amazing work here. Thanks so much for your time today. We'll see you throughout the day too. It's going to be an amazing day here. There'll be tons of content coming out on all the social medias. So thanks for taking some time out of your busy day, and
No problem.
we'll see you throughout the week here.
Yeah, thanks so much, Adam and Bob. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, that's Martin Barnard from Golf Canada Foundation, their CEO.